caught. He got caught, bro. He just world class. So Anthony Yarde been stopped. Yeah, go ahead, YG. Talk your piece. Go ahead, YG. Talk your piece.
That was one of the best fights. It
was a good fight, though. It was a good fight, though, wasn't it?
For me, that was a...
YG.
Yeah.
It's a good go. Talk your piece. You don't think he should have been stopped?
No, I don't think that fight should have been stopped.
Talking. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I don't know why you. I don't know what fight you watching. I think he didn't want to continue. The referee, he didn't want to continue. The referee asked him to continue, gave him more this time. He didn't want to continue, bro. Come on, bro. You're not so like he did very well, yeah. But bro, like the moment he got in trouble, they pulled him straight away because he's gonna get knocked out. He threw a wide hook. All the stuff you do in the pad work, he threw a wide hook and Beterbiev exposed it and just finished the show in it. You know what I mean? Like he threw everything at him. He threw everything at Beterbiev.
Yes, that is a punch in the back of the head, you think?
Happens, YG. Happens, YG. So YG, what you can say? He should be disqualified, YG. Is what you saying? Should be
disqualified. Both knockdowns are punch in the back of the head.
Bro, it happens, bro. Like, come on, bro. It happens, innit? Happens, YG.
Yo, you can tell when it's a covered punch in the back of the head by the way that the opponent falls. You can tell that is not.
No one's got.
When you get hit in the back of the head, you don't see guys. What you call it?
Was that Kyle? Yeah, y'all did good. Why it lasted. See, everyone knows he wasn't supposed to win. So you can wild out all you like. He ain't supposed to win. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is, bro. Like he the right guy is supposed to win, and the right guy won, innit? That's it. You can wild out about what you talking about, and that's the truth of the matter. Is your man's there. You can't take up. You're a sore loser.
No, I don't have a horse in the race.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, nah, bruh. Don't try it. Don't stop lying. You do have a horse in the race.
What you mean?
You're a Yarde guy. You pick Yarde.
No, yeah, I picked him.
All right.
I'm saying what I'm trying to say is it was still a punch in the back of the head.
Let me have a look.
Everybody
I'm gonna have a look. I'll have a look at. Beterbiev was.
He punched him in the back of the head.
Beterbiev went through. So he took Beterbiev to the brink though. But you see, the thing is, yeah, at that point, you think he should have continued?
I think that shouldn't have been a knockdown.
He was upset with Tunde, you know. I think he wanted to continue, you know.
And man, come on, son.
Nah, man. It's a tough fight, grueling fight. What you think he should have let that go? Y'all get hurt. I think he should y'all didn't want to. When the referee asked him to continue, y'all didn't want to continue. When he went down, the referee said step. He didn't step. The referee grabbed his arm and that, like, you know what I mean? He didn't want to continue. Like you didn't see he didn't want to continue, bro. Like if you look at even when the shots happen, he got caught with a hook in. Let me see that one in the back. I have to look at it. So Russia can celebrate. I'm surprised they ain't got the Russian flag out here, Canadian flag. But y'all run pretty well. You've done pretty well though. But he's just a level behind.
Appreciate a good fighter, don't they?
That was a good fight. It was a good fight while it lasted, man. I enjoyed that. But every time he steps up, YG, he's going to lose it. He's not a baby no more, man. He's been 2 world title shots and he lost.
Artur Beterbiev survived it. Anthony Yarde gave absolutely everything.
He tried. Yeah, he did. That's how it is, bro. It's hard, but this is what boxing is. It's levels, isn't it? He's done well though.
Here is the official time: 2 minutes 1 second of round number 8. The red corner signaled our referee Steve Gray to stop the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, and still WBO, WBC, and IBF Unified Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Artur Beterbiev. So the belts stay with Artur Beterbiev, Anthony Yarde, gallant and brave.
Who jumped in? Someone jumped in. Yo, YG, are you jumping in?
It lived up to the hype.
Yeah, go ahead, start it up.
It's already done.
And more, Darren, and more. And these men.
It's already done. Like someone's already in already. It's probably Dan the man or someone's probably jumped in already.
Oh yeah, I'm on the joint right now. I'm in the kitchen.
All right, call you in a bit, yeah? All right, nice. Missy who's jumped in. Jumped in my life. Oh, is he? No, I know it's Dan the man. I knew it was Dan the man.
Yeah. What up?
Go Yeah, what's up, Dan? Go ahead. What
I look, Anthony Yarde kind of surprised me because everybody we thought he was going to get blown out probably like early on in the fight, but he actually was competitive. He actually was, arguably winning the fight. You
Mhm.
know, just got caught with that overhand right by Beterbiev, which is very quick and very short and compact. And I know some people are going to agree or disagree here, but I thought that Tony should have gave him a chance to try to recover from that. I really thought he should have, but he knows his fighter. He felt that it was going to get worse from that point after that knockdown, and it is what it is.
Don't you think? I think the referee, when the referee asked him to step forward and the gloves, I don't think he wanted it. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
don't
he did. Yeah, he did look back at his corner after he got up, so it looks like
the referee pulled him. The referee said to him, right? The referee
Yeah.
says to him, step forward. He didn't. He grabbed his arms and pulled him towards him. So he said, put your hands up. He didn't put his hands up. He was really hurt, and I thought he didn't want it. I thought when he got off the floor, I realized he was really hurt. Tunde recognized that. And that's why the next part, Tunde came up and said, no, he's done. He's done. Because the thing is, let me just put it like this, right? In their sparring camp, in their training camp, they've never been in that kind of sparring ever. Tough, brutal. And that's where it gets tough. And in that sort of fight, Beterbiev, he'll be in there. But you see them lot, they're not used to being in that kind of brutal sparring environment. And Tunde looked at it when Yarde went down and his body signs that nah, he's not going to recover. And which is fair enough, but it's a world title shot. I think he's thinking maybe his boy's going to get hurt even more. Yarde was upset with Tunde. He was upset. He's not in the ring to say anything. But I think the referee could have stopped it on that first knockdown without Tunde's intervention. If you check, when you see the replay, you'll see for yourself that Beterbiev is about to speak. But the right man won. I thought it was going to be round 3, but Yarde has shown me he's tougher. It was a very good game plan, but the right guy has won. Let's hear from Artur Beterbiev and see what his plans are going to be. I think you're talking about him and Bivol is going to be good.
That should be the next fight. I think I'll pick Bivol to win it.
Yeah. Well, you think Bivol? You think Bivol will win?
Yeah, I think he'll win the fight because look, say what you will about Anthony Yarde, but he kind of gave away the blueprint how to beat Beterbiev. You keep it long, keep jabbing to the stomach, keep him at the end of your jab, and keep him at your distance. That's the only way you could beat him.
Yeah, but he lost though. He
lost.
Yeah, he did that and he lost. That's not the blueprint, bro.
Well, he lost because he got zealous. He opened up too much. Thought he could take him out.
No, man, he was getting hit. Let's hear from Beterbiev. We'll continue that in a sec.
Okay.
Different preparation, and it's fighters do it different. It's not bad. I can say I did very bad fight, but if I do again, I want to do better. But I feel good because I'm sit and I do relax.
The damage to both of your faces says a lot. Was he tougher than you expected? How much respect do you now have for his power?
Every boxer is this category. Everyone I think can punch hard. And Anthony did too. I hope Anthony is 28 now.
31.
31? I see that someone else 28. But he's young. I'm just turned for professional when I was 28. And he has time, I think so, and I hope he's doing well in the future.
He did hit you a fair few times, uppercuts, left hooks, but every time you seem to come back and have him against the ropes. Describe to me what you went through, and were you ever in any trouble?
His English is pretty good.
If be honest, every punch like he did, we all those punches, for all those punches we prepared. That's why I again come back because we know we expect for that punches. That's why I think so.
Okay, and I know you said you don't care so much about your record, but 19 wins, 19 KOs. How good does it feel to continue it?
I hope I will be one day good boxer.
Well, let's look to the next fight because there is a potential very big fight waiting for you. Can you tell us what you are looking for next?
I'm looking for next job.
Dmitry Bivol, I'll put it to you. The undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world. Is that the fight you want next?
I take this job more pleasant than another one, I want Bivol.
A legacy fight, though. How much would it mean to you, and when and where would you want it?
This right now is like everything, in this fight we have 4 belts. It's like, it's a really good fight, I think so.
Excellent. And do you think it's a 50-50 fight, or are there reasons you think that you will become the undisputed champion of the world?
We don't know that because.
Are you better than Bivol?
We will know that only after fight.
All right. Well, listen, we have so enjoyed hosting you here in the UK. Tell me how it's been for you, the experience, and fighting here in Wembley Arena.
I'm really happy to have fight here. You know, England. I've been here in Olympic Games, but that time my memories is not really good. But now I have good memories about London, and London is nice city. I really thankful for everyone who prepared for this fight for me.
You made amends for that Olympics. Well, congratulations. You retain your 3 world titles. We hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much.
The English is good. The
Back to
English
you,
is
Paul.
good, man. No surprise. Yeah, Dan,
Thank you.
let's continue, yeah? So the blueprint, no, it's not really, because when you're boxing him, he'll turn it up on you and catch you. So you have to kind of have like in-ring adjustments, like, you know, at some point you're gonna have to pull it on him to back him up. But he's tough all around. He has a fairly good chin. He's fit. He can turn. He changes a yard. He turns the pace. And with Bivol, Bivol, when Bivol gets control, that's what he does. But with Beterbiev, yeah, he can change it up, and he's a fairly good boxer on the back foot and the front. He's actually surprising.
And I said this a while ago.
That wasn't a blueprint in my eyes to beat him, because Bivol naturally is a boxer. But what I was looking at is how Beterbiev changed the pace of the thing and made it Yarde a grueling fight. And in that fight, if Bivol goes into that sort of thing, he'll get stopped as well. And if that's not a blueprint, because you'll win a couple of rounds, but the man will change it up on you. You see, like he did to Yarde. Like Yarde looked like he was, Yarde was coming forward, putting it on him, and all of a sudden, even the counter, when Yarde opened up, got lazy, and then he caught him with a counter. When Yarde was throwing a wide hook, he caught him in between with a straight right. And it's like with Bivol being drawn into that fight, I don't like Bivol's chances. He's not gonna. It's not like Canelo. You're just gonna box and run away. No, he'll draw you into that type of fight. But go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. That's what I said about people. Beterbiev is not just a big, he's not a big, not just a puncher. He can box, and I've seen he did it tonight against Yarde. He did it against Vosdick. He did it against other guys like Callan Johnson. So he can box, man, if he has to, because he had to box in that fight against Yarde, because he realized that he's fresh, he's dangerous early on. I got to take my time with him, keep my distance and wait till he tires out. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, well, let me ask a question: Is Yarde world class now?
I wouldn't go too far to say that, but he can compete. I will say that he could compete.
I think on that performance he beats quite a few guys. I think so. I like seeing him against Boatsi. I mean, that'll be an interesting fight still. I think on that performance, I think he beats Boatsi. On that performance, it's just that I feel like saying, this is what I said about the power. Is this? Bivol said, he goes, everyone hits hard, but it's not power. It's gonna be, can you take mine and can I take yours? And that's what it came down to. Yarde had decent deep, but that, I mean, listen, bro, that's boxing, bro, straight up. See, this is what I'm saying. You can't rely on his power. I'm watching the stoppage I'm watching. There was some good exchanges in there, man. And I don't know what damage and how his relationship with Tunde, because I think he was upset with Tunde. But I don't think.
Yeah, he was pissed off at him because he stopped the fight.
You think the fight should have been stopped when Tunde got?
I thought he at least could have gave him a chance to see how he react after getting knocked down and get back up. At least give him a chance. But if he's taking like 10, 5 unanswered punches, then stop the fight there. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but didn't you see his reaction though?
Yeah, I thought his reaction did kind of gave it away a little bit. But at the end of the day,
the referee said step forward. He didn't step forward. The referee
he stepped forward. He stepped forward, but he did his gloves. Wait, hold up, EJ. He stepped forward, but his gloves did come up as he told him to get his gloves up. He didn't do that. I agree with you. I agree with you that.
All right, so listen to this, right? So I'm saying step forward. He didn't do that, in my opinion. So we got to watch it again. We could disagree on that. So you agreed that his hand didn't go up. So that means he's not cooperating, listening to the instructions of the referee. That means he's not over there. You know what I'm saying? So that happened on the first knockdown. And that's when I said, no, he needs to stop, because the referee stepped forward. The referee walked into him and grabbed him and pulled him towards him. Then the referee said, your hands up. He didn't put his hands up. And at that point, the referee should have, I'm watching the beating now. Let me see if we get now. That's not when he got Finn. Yeah,
Now, Yarde didn't really get a beating. He took some big shots, but
no, he took a beating. No, he took a beating. Bro. He took a beating.
all right.
He got stopped. Now
He got stopped. Yeah, but
but you haven't. You see what I'm trying to say to you is that he took a beating from Kovalev, and that was another beating because he only win one round in that one. In this one,
arguably he won one.
He ran the back of the head for real though. He ran.
He did.
Yeah. But the first one, yeah. Oh, he got him in the cut when he got caught with a wide right hook. Beterbiev got him a straight right. He got him beautifully. That one. Then the second one, he ran the back of it as he was going down. What was his head? Yeah, he jabbed him. What happened here? Yarde for a hook. Yeah, he hit him around the back of the head, but he was going for the hook around the face. But let me see his body language. My thing, I want to see his body language after, right? Because they got in the slow-mo. So he went down on the knee, and he's asked Beterbiev to go to the corner. They haven't showed the bit when the referee talked to him. They're showing he's getting pummeled, and Tunde's right on the apron. So I want to see when he got up. The referee. Yeah. See? Yeah, he's upset with Tunde. He's looking at Tunde slide. I was like, why, bruv? It's like, no, he did the right thing, bruv. Like, innit? He did the right thing. I want to see the whole thing in sequence, though, so I can.
I mean, that's fair enough. But I just really think that Tunde should at least give him a chance to respond, see if he can come back from that, if he can. I mean, at the end of the day, you live to fight another day.
There's a thin line, right? You let it go, and then you're off to the hospital for the whole night. You know what I mean? Right. That's boxing. If you let that go down and you don't think you're man, because like I said, me and you both agreed when the referee said put your hands up, he didn't do that. He didn't do what the referee asked him. Therefore, he's not responding intelligently. That means it's time for the fight to be stopped. Tunde did the right thing because you're looking at in the corner and the referee saying keep your hands up, and then the referee should step forward, and then the referee stepped forward to him, and then bro, like but they see Yarde's never been in even in the amateurs and in the pros, he's never been. Beterbiev has been in these kind of like shootouts, and he's like, bro, cool, all right, if you want, I'll be in there with you. You know what I mean? And that's where it is. And Yarde's never been in that, and I think that they're looking at the
experience. The experience.
Yeah, you gotta go through that. You gotta go through that, and that's why I said Pascal would have been perfect for him. If he fought Pascal on the build-up, he would have drawn into a shootout, and Pascal would have gotten ready for that kind of grueling shootout. And eventually, he would have probably won against Pascal because Carl won against. You learn so much against the guy, but you're gonna win at the end, and then that would have got you ready, and then you would have stayed in that kind of.
Maybe if he had fought a fighter like Pascal, maybe it'd been better warm up for a guy like Bivol. I mean, not Bivol. I'm sorry, Beterbiev. Maybe because Pascal's experienced. He's been a world champion. He's fought a lot of big names. He's beaten some big names. That's a guy you would want on your resume to go up against a guy like Beterbiev. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, the way they move Yarde's career is like they really put him in there against these routine fights, and all of a sudden they put him up in these big fights. And to be fair, he performed admirably. I mean, Kovalev, he won one round, the round that he almost knocked out Kovalev. In this fight with Beterbiev, he won more rounds. He argues could say he was winning the fight before he got stopped.
But that's what but that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's sort of about how can you get to the finish line? You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Can you? That's the whole thing about this thing. Can you get to the finish line? And there was nothing in his thing. He's never been in them sort of grueling fights to get you ready. You know, normally when a guy's throw and go, this is the thing, right? Tunde doesn't. He said we don't need to spar. I spar him. So you haven't put your fighter in that situation to see what he's made of. And these little rat-a-tat-tat combination power shots telling him Yarde's got the power and all that shit. Well, it wasn't about power. It was really coming down to who had the smarter, tighter defense and who could land their shots. And Yarde landed everything. He landed everything he needed to. And this guy was
the thing problem with him is he got overzealous with that uppercut. He got too overzealous with that. He kept trying to throw it at it like in mid-range. I'm like, stop doing that. That's why Beterbiev kept catching him. It's like he kept trying to land that uppercut. I'm like, dude, you need to come in with some hooks. And one thing I would say is that the more success I think he had against Beterbiev is the body shots, the jab to the body, because Beterbiev was getting hurt from that. He was getting hurt from that.
Well, the thing is, I just think Beterbiev is a tough man, and I don't think anything. My whole thing is, if you're gonna build on power, then you're gonna win. Yarde's got power, this and that. I'm like, but how much can Yarde take? And as you've seen, Beterbiev can take more than you. And Beterbiev's face was cut up. His face was cut up, and this guy was still there because Yarde was expending energy, and he's never been in that grueling phase. And this is what I'm saying. Yarde does everything comfortable. That's the thing about boxing, Dan. He does everything comfortable. He's never been in a rough spot. Where I look at Beterbiev, and he just looks like he's been in a hard shit. He looks like, yo, this guy's had a lot hard. He's had a hard life. Where I look at Yarde, he's like, it look like he's pampered a lot, and even to the point where he's been looked after. But in boxing, there's no such thing as being pampered. You can't be that guy. You know what I mean? I think that shootout with Yarde, it showed him. He probably learned a lot. But you're 31 now, man. And there's nothing as well. If it's every time you get to the top, you lose. But you're right, Dan. Like, what would you do now? Like, domestically or whatever, where's your mindset? Hey, I don't want to hear on that sulking shit. To me, like, Jake Paul and that
Tommy Fury.
Listen, if Tommy Fury doesn't win it, he needs to change his name for real. I ain't gonna lie. He should win that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he better win that fight. He better win that fight because he pulled out of that fight twice. I think he's trying to pull a Tyson Fury, like wait till he slows down, take a couple tough fights, and then I could get him at the right time. That's one of the reasons I think he pushed that fight back with Jake Paul.
Yeah,
I really believe that. And that's exactly what Fury's trying to do with Usyk. But I think the difference with this one is that Fury is really being pressured to fight Usyk. I think they're like giving him no room to breathe on that. They think you got to take that fight. No other fight for Alexander Usyk. I think a lot of his analysts are saying that too. And Fury's been very quiet about that lately. So, I really believe that, look, somebody brought this up about that just to talk about that momentarily. Some people said is that part of the reason why they probably haven't announced Fury versus Usyk is because the Saudi Arabia fight between Jake Paul and that Tommy Fury's going down. The Saudis are not going to just throw in all the money just to have those big fights back to back. So they're probably going to wait for that to conclude, and then maybe they'll get the Usyk fight and a Fury fight going.
Oh man, forget about that. I ain't hearing about that shit. I ain't even trying to hear that. That shit's long. Let me tell you, that Tommy Fury fight, I think Jake Paul kind of beats him because you see the thing is why I feel Jake. He's a better. He's fought level, even though better MMA guys. I think he takes.
He's fought better opponents. He's beat better opponents.
And I think he has better sparring. I think he spars better guys. I think he invests his money wisely. I think he has a better team. I think because you're laying on the Fury name, but you're not really sparring anyone. I mean, who are you sparring to get you ready? And where's all your money? Jake has endless money supply. I mean, the reason why you're taking the fight is because it's a money fight. But Jake, he's invested. But we have to see. I think Jake probably he's gonna surprise me. Tommy should win the fight because he's an amateur and things like that. But Jake is learning so much and he has the best sparring. He has the best this, that, the other. We see if I think Tommy might be surprised. I think he might be surprised how Jake, and he hits hard. Like he's walked a lot of guys. So let's go back to the main thing. I think Yarde just to regroup. I think the Pascal fight, if he really wants another world fight, I think Joshua Buatsi fights there. Craig Richards is there domestically. He's got a lot of domestic fights there. There might be a come down and the payday has gone down. But this is the thing, you can't be fighting these bums getting for rankings and then get there and think you're going to turn up and win a world title, bro. You know what I mean? I feel like if he had a real tough, hard sparring camp with brutal sparring partners coming in, I think he would have fared different because he looked that way. He looked that way because he was very tight in his defense. But the old Yarde opened up in the inexperience of your wide shots, with Tunde, with not being paid, and you paid for it. It was a counter shot. What hurt him? It wasn't an uppercut. It was a hook. It was a hook he was looking for down there. Wide hook he was trying to. And Beterbiev caught him with a straight right down the middle with your lax defense.
That's the thing about Beterbiev. Like sometimes he doesn't even throw any mustard in those shots, and they still hurt because he's got that thudding power in both of his hands. It's like anything he throws hurts. It's kind of like Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce in a way. I mean, to be fair, Beterbiev throws more. He does throw mustard into his shots, but Joe Joyce is kind of like a guy who doesn't have to throw any mustard into his shots, and it still hurts you. Anything he throws. So it's I mean, look, can Yarde come back from this? Yeah, he can, but like you said, I think he needs to simmer down a little bit.
He ain't gonna be no world champion. As long as Bivol, Dmitry Bivol, and Artur Beterbiev around the top end. Even the guys that Beterbiev's faced, a lot, Marcus Browne, all these guys there. Tunde's not gonna put him like he just. Listen, the man. Every time you get there, you lose. You're supposed to lose because I feel like boxing's fair. I feel if you earn the right to get there, I think you deserve to be the top. And I believe in fighting top ranked or former world champions to get you there. I always believe in that. After when I watched boxing before, I always watched the guys who come before they fought former world champions on the slide and when they're doing and the whole thing is this guy's 38, this guy's 38. What are you talking about? But this guy's undefeated, and he's got every man he's been in with. They've all hit the deck, all been stopped. All 19 fights now 19 fights, 19 KOs. You know what I'm saying? They say, oh, you're a big puncher. They say, I say, yo, I say, yeah, I say, who you knocked out though? Yeah, you wobbled Kovalev, but that bruv, you nose was bleeding. I think if he fought that fight against Kovalev, it would have been a harder fight. But Kovalev was a better boxer because Kovalev had
he's a better boxer than Beterbiev. He's a better boxer than Beterbiev.
Yeah, and he moves and it expends your legs. Yarde's flat-footed, so it doesn't matter what he did. He was going to get beat by these kind of guys fights. And
the only way Yarde was going to win that fight if he kept that fight in close quarters like Andre Ward did, because Kovalev is not a good inside fighter. He doesn't. He needs extension on his punches to get you out of there. And the thing is, he's not a comfortable fighter up close quarters. And that's why, you know, with Beterbiev, he can do everything. He could box at range. He could fight at close quarters. He's a very dangerous fighter. So, but as far as better technique from long range, yeah, Kovalev has that than Beterbiev, but he just doesn't have the durability like Beterbiev does, and he doesn't fight very well in the close quarters. So I think Yarde, if he had fought the way he fought Beterbiev tonight, maybe he should have fought that way against Kovalev, and he would have won that fight if he had fought that way.
You brought a good point about Andre Ward, because I remember Andre Ward against Carl Froch, and most of them guys have wide punches. I mean, he fought that way for a bit in the early rounds, and I think he should have continued that. But old habits and being lazy and joking around or not having, you know, I think his preparation was pretty good and his conditioning was pretty good. But no one's expected to be hit. Like this guy hits you and you feel the pain later in the rounds, and we knew exactly if he can get a clean one on you, that's what happened. And Yarde, you know, Yarde looked all right, you know, body attacks, but I just looked at Beterbiev, steely, man. He's like, you know, he's just kind of, you can see he's had real grit, preparation, and the body's on his list, man. I mean, look at the guy. These are good guys. These are good guys. And it's 200 amateur fights. No.
300 amateur fights.
I think it was 200 and he had 5.
No, he won 295. I think he only lost 5. He lost to Usyk. I think he also lost to, did he lose to Korobov? I think he lost to Korobov. And yeah,
I put it in the chat anyway, so because he said, I think it was 200.
Well, you know, he was asked, you know, Beterbiev was asked about Usyk. He was asked about that. He's like, hey, would you like to rematch Usyk? He's like, nah, he's too big for me. I'm not going to fight him. Well, yeah, obviously Usyk would beat Beterbiev. He'll humiliate him. Humiliate him.
Yeah. Well, I just think the Beterbiev fight, you know, where's it going to be? Russia, Canada, or wherever. I think the two Russians, not like the world doesn't like Russians, so. You know, and Beterbiev did.
You got the two Russians for the undisputed title. So yeah, why not? Let's make that fight. That fight has to be in Canada because Beterbiev is the one who's got the call the shots here on that. I know Eddie Hearn's gonna have something to say about that, but you know what? Eddie Hearn, it'd probably be best for him to go have Bivol fight Beterbiev, because think about it. If Bivol loses, then he's softened up against for Canelo for the rematch.
Yeah.
Have him go off and fight him. I think that'll work.
Yeah, you know what? I think Canelo should have fought Artur Beterbiev instead of Bivol.
Nah, you talk about suicide for Canelo, dog, man.
No, because at least with that guy, he didn't have to move. He would have been right in front of you. I think he would have been in front of you. You know what I mean? But you're right, though.
Well, Canelo would have been in front of him, but could he have taken Beterbiev's power for how long?
Well, we wouldn't have to. Well, that's the good question, because does his power translate out that way? That's the good point. He's small. He's a small guy. Beterbiev is he's a tough guy, man. And you know the funny thing about it, I'm going to just lay out. Callum Smith put Beterbiev down and he was hurt. Y'all never did that. He just give him a straight right, you see?
Well, he hurt him a few times. I mean, just what happens is when he backed him up and put him in the corner, he got overzealous. And then Beterbiev, as a veteran, was patient. He waited for the right moment when Yarde was going to overcommit. When he did that, what did he do? He spun him around and he started battering him and started beating him up. That's exactly what he did.
Let me ask you a question.
He did that twice in the fight.
You may ask you a question. You think Yarde should get a new trainer? What do you think?
Oh man, I mean, look, they actually prepared much better for this fight than they did with the Kovalev fight. I gotta give him credit there. Should he? The only thing I would say, the only gripe I have is that I think Tunde should have let Yarde give him a chance to see how well he can recover from that. If he could, give him a chance, because this is a world title fight. He's already got 2 losses on his record. He may not get another title shot again. What's up?
Well, anyway, I just don't think, because I don't think the like the caliber of fighters he was fighting to get the title.
Yeah, I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
does he need
Everyone's
another
talking about his
trainer?
versatility.
Oh, sorry. What up?
Good.
No, I was gonna say, no. I think Tunde. I think he
No.
should keep Tunde around for at least one more fight. See how that goes.
And
If
everyone's
it doesn't go too well,
talking about
then get rid. Yeah, you need to change.
over his jab, it landed there, but I don't think he did it deliberately. You know, people are talking about is it dirty? Do you think But what do you think he should get a new trainer? You think you think it's a new trainer? You think that's the thing? Is that you think?
No,
you think he should get a new trainer?
maybe I wouldn't say that because again, they did pretty well in this fight, a lot better than they did in the Kovalev fight. So they improved. They won a lot. They won some rounds. In fact, you could argue that Yarde was winning the fight. You can argue that before he got stopped. So I don't think Tunde should be sacked, as you call it, just for that. But I mean, if you want to sack him because of the fact that he didn't give Yarde a chance to try to recover from the knockdown, then okay, so be it. But me personally, I don't think he should be sacked. I mean, because look, they performed a lot better than we expected. They exceeded everyone's expectations. So maybe keep him around for another fight or two, see how that goes. If there's no progression there, then yeah, Yarde definitely needs a change.
When I watch it now, right? When he went to the corner, Tunde talked to him in the corner, right? So he went. Actually, Tunde was actually in the corner, so I'm watching it now.
See, that's what it was. He was responding to Tunde when he got up.
When he got to the corner, when he got up, he rests back in the corner. Tunde said something to him in the corner. Now, this is where the referee walked up to him and grabbed his gloves. So I'm watching it now because I got the thing. So the referee walked up to him, grabbed his gloves, talks to him, and the referee walked to me. He walked towards him. The referee put your hands up. He did put his hands up, by the way.
Oh, he did. Okay.
He did. And then Beterbiev just came over the top of the right hand, and then Tunde called it out, and that was it. So
Yeah. There we go. Now there's some clarity. I think Tunde should have gave him a chance. I think he should have gave him a chance.
No, he didn't want to continue though. That's the whole point. He's gonna get knocked out though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So see the thing is, right? He's seeing Yarde's mind. There's no point, because look, even when he got up, he turned back to Tunde. Tunde says something to him. Referee grabbed his hand, go, walk to him, put your hands up. He put his hands up. Beterbiev just came in a left hook right over the top. Again, Yarde's backing up. I get you what you mean now. And I get what you mean now. I get what you mean. He's in the ropes, and you think like
but Beterbiev didn't even land that shot clean. So come on.
But the threat. I think Tunde feared of what could happen because he don't want Yarde. Remember, he ended up on his back in Russia.
Well, that was more due to exhaustion. Yarde was just tired. He had no energy left.
But he's getting exhausted, getting hit, bro. So I think Tunde looked at that thing and said, I don't want the last images of Yarde, pictures in the media around the world of him on his back. You know what I mean? Because he's certain. Let me ask you a question, right? So let's let him continue. Do you think he would have won if they let him continue? Then Me
personally, no. But it would have been interesting to see how well can he recover. You got to give him a chance. This is a world. No, listen, EJ. This is a world title fight. Yes, he got put down, but was he in a situation where his eyes was in the back of his head? Yes, he was stumbling a little bit, but he got up. He responded well to the referee. He listened to him. He came forward. He put his hands up. It seemed like he was ready. I'm not saying he would have recovered, but at least give him a chance because I've seen many fighters in that situation. They recovered. Tyson Fury, when he was badly hurt by Deontay Wilder in that third fight, but not as bad as Yarde was, but he was still badly hurt, but he was given a chance to recover from that fight and came back and won. I'm just saying, you got to give fighters a chance like that in a situation like this. This is a world title fight, especially for Yarde's sake, because who knows if he gets another title shot again. I just think Tunde should have gave him a chance to see if he could come back from that. If he wasn't responding like with 6 unanswered punches or 5, I can understand stopping the fight there. But other than that, I mean, Beterbiev came back with a hook and he didn't even land that hook. Yarde blocked it. So look, I'm not saying, again, I don't saying he would have 100% unequivocally recovered, but I'm saying give him a chance to see if he can respond in that situation. Give him a chance. That's just my opinion.
That's all right, Dan. Did you know that Yarde was actually leading on all the scorecards going into the thing? Apparently, he was
okay. Well, I mean, like I said, arguably he was winning, but I mean, again, if you have Beterbiev winning the fight, then so be it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he was dominating as people made it out to be. He wasn't dominating the fight, Beterbiev. No, he wasn't.
I was surprised. I was surprised that he was up on the scorecards because I was like, I know he was doing well, but I don't know if he was winning. Winning. That's a bit strong, man. But that's what they said. They said he was up on the scorecards. He shows that Frank Warren disappeared. If you notice, Frank Warren wasn't around for the interview, was he?
Nah, he ain't gonna be around for that. Nah. I mean, who knows if Frank Warren gonna cut Yarde from the roster? He's gonna cut his contract.
Could be, because you know, in the day you lost your paycheck. You know, everything changes when you lose, dog. You know what I mean? All right, so what? I think Tunde saved Yarde in respect, but I don't think he prepares Yarde to be a world champion. I think he had good preparation, but I don't think they really believed he was gonna win. You know what I mean? Because it's like the moment the kid starts getting hit for a little bit, I'm taking you out.
Yeah, I hear you. AJ,
like
AJ, I'm gonna go on mute real quickly. I mean, give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go on mute. All right, give me a couple minutes.
Yeah, no worries, Dad. No worries. I got footages of the stuff. I got pictures of Yarde. This picture. You know what I'm saying? Yarde, boy, my days, man. It's a good fight. Good fight. You know, it was very enjoyable, man. I bet you guys all enjoyed it. I think Tunde done all right. I think Tunde saved this guy. You know what I mean? I think he saved this guy. You know, could have won, yeah, with better tactics. I think the tactics were sound. I just don't think he had enough grit, true grit. Boxing is true grit. Like, if you stay in that shootout, someone's gonna break. Pressure versus pipes. You know what I mean? That's what I think. You know what I mean? Yeah, big up to EJ. Yeah, live smashed a lot. But yeah, appreciate it, man. But yo, make sure you guys sub to Outlaw the Pugilist as well, man. Make sure you hit the sub to his channel. Really appreciate Outlaw the Pugilist, man. Big shout out to you as well, man. Rushed him too fast. Oh yeah. Well, I just don't think they had enough learning steps going up the ladder. You know what I mean? I think Tunde's okay. I think you needed learning steps before you get to a world title, not when you're at the world title stage. And that's why some people keep the world belt. And Beterbiev had that. His just resume solid. You know, you try to build the fight. The Yarde is old, and you try to build it on them sort of things. But that's what it is, man. The guy's an animal, bro. Yarde is, you see, the power at domestic level is not the same at world level. He does has decent power, 100%, but he could have been better. He could have been developed, and it could be much more of a thunder. But he's 31 years of age, and he's losing at the top end. He's getting used to losing now. Every time he steps up, Yarde has too much muscle mass. Yeah, that lactic acid will build and affect his Well, obviously later on down the stretch, he obviously did that, 100%. Yeah, unorthodox method of training. Yeah, hindering Yarde in his career. At any point, even if Kunde got a new trainer, it might be too late. I think it's too late. You could damage it. Yeah, it's like, I think right now he's used to losing. I think he blaming Tunde. He didn't look happy with Tunde for the stoppage, but his face is leaking. He's been knocked down, and this Beterbiev guy is coming to finish him off. Man's gonna find himself in hospital, man. Beterbiev is he's the real deal, man. 19 fights, 19 KOs, man. Simple as that. Yarde needs a long vacation. He's always on a long vacation, bro. Maybe he needs to allow boxing, bro. You've had 2 shots to the world title. I think you need to go find something else to do. Forget that, bro. It doesn't get easy at this point. It gets harder. New young contenders are coming up behind you. They're younger than you as well. I got knocked out. Maybe him and Joshua Boatsy. I don't know if Boatsy wants that. Yeah, man. It's just tough, man. Boxing's hard, bro. It's a hard bitter pill to swallow, man. Wilder doesn't put combo shots. Tunde did well. Listen, they can come out with all the things, and he did well. He actually was they had him on the scorecards leading. I didn't think so. But I think he was doing well. Actually, he was doing well in the scorecards, to be fair. Actually winning a couple of rounds. Tunde stopped the fight, at the right point, preventing any, exactly, permanent injuries possible at least, Yarde can recover. Yeah, I feel so, but he's probably pissed off. I think he might blame Tunde. But, Tunde looked out for his welfare. I think Tunde done a good job of doing that. I think so. You know what I'm saying? I think so. I thought Yarde was getting knocked out in 3 rounds. I was proven wrong about that. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm happy about that. Let me see. Let's hear from my guys in the WhatsApp group.
Well, there's a saying that you don't come to nick a championship from a champion.
That's right.
You got to tear it away from him.
That's right. Tear it away.
Yeah, and you can't beat around the bush. You got caught. Everybody's gonna get caught, right? Could have been the other way around, but get up. That's why you have to rate people like Larry Holmes, I can put fights on there where Larry Holmes has been hit so hard and decked and not even knocked out, but hit so hard. But guess what? Larry's getting up. Yeah, and that's why Larry Holmes is a great, great fighter.
That's right.
He ain't staying down.
No.
Yeah, and the fact is, his trainers allowed him to do that because when Larry gets up, things are going to change.
Yeah, I know you and Dad have that special relationship, which is really important, and that's why he knows when a fight is not doing what he's supposed to do. He's thinking about the longevity of things, and that's a good sign of a good fight. A longevity, come out of it, with dignity and good health. And maybe Tunde thought maybe, he knows his fight. He knows when he's broken. He knows whether he can get back up from that fight. And maybe, as I said, Beterbiev is a great finisher. And I don't think even if he got up, he could have won that fight.
No.
Towards the end of that, when you look at it,
no,
he was hurt bad.
No, I don't think so either.
I'm going to put my neck on the block here. No, I wouldn't say Tunde is a great trainer to stop that fight. What it was, he's too much of a good friend. Yeah, he's a good friend, and he ain't gonna see his friend. He's not even thinking about can he get up and deliver anything. He just saw his friend on the ground and said, "Right, I'm stopping it." Yeah, so that's the difference with a great trainer and a friend. Yeah, I know it's hard, guys, and maybe people will think, "Oh, what is Earl saying?" But you got to separate the friendship and the trainer. You got to separate that.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't say a great trainer. I just think that he knew what he was doing, and if he felt, it's the coach's or the trainer's responsibility to make sure that the fighter comes out of a fight healthy and well-being. And if he feels that maybe he feels something that we didn't see, then that's up to him. That's his prerogative to stop that fight. It's not ours. We only can see what we see on the TV. We don't know. And maybe he felt that, as I said, my man's a great finisher. And I think if he had got back up, it would have been finished. Who knows how it would have ended up. But that's his choice. He is the coach. We can't take that away from him. He is the coach. I kind of disagree with that because Mike Tyson was a great world champion. Castamata was not only his mentor, he was his friend. And therefore, it was a great friendship. So we can't really say that. I think, as I said, every trainer should know their fighter and know what their capabilities are, regardless of whether he gets up from a punch or whether the trainer says, hang on a minute, maybe this is not going to be your night. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it, really.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Yep.
Oh, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, let me see. 1 second.
It kind of made me a recollection about Joshua Buatsi. I remember at the post-fight press conference after he beat Greg Richards, right? You remember Eddie Hearn went up there and says, "Yeah, we actually would like to see put him in there against Artur Beterbiev, Joshua Buatsi." And then Virgil Hunter stepped in and immediately shut that down and said, "Oh, what, you want to get brain damage?"
Yeah, well, there you go. Hey, listen, end of the day, I don't know how much it pays to fight Beterbiev, but he's a top rank ESPN, and they're gonna try and push towards that fight, and I think they can have that fight. I think
What, Buatsi and Beterbiev?
Not Boatsi, but Bivol, but Bivol.
Bivol.
I think, yeah, but Boatsi, yeah, he get hurt right now. I think he needs like, you know, a Pascal. I always look at Pascal as the litness, you know, go against the Pascal.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight Pascal, but they avoided that fight. They avoided that fight. Yeah.
If you keep avoiding your learning curves, and that's what they are. These are learning fights. Then what you know, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? You're gonna get a cropper. You know, I feel like some of his learning curves they didn't do, and consequently it's bit them in the ass, man. You know, bit them in the ass. I mean, shit. This was a good fight though, but you know, the right guy. I feel the right guy won the fight. You know. So.
I mean, look, credit to Beterbiev. He had to come back from adversity, like maybe a couple of times, a few times in the fight. He had some adversity there. I mean, he did capitulate as a veteran, a guy who's been in there, who's been a pro, who's been a long-time amateur for many, many, many years. I mean, he's seen it all. He's been through it all. There's nothing new to him. So, I mean, that's why I wish we could have got that Kovalev fight, man. If that fight went down, even prime for prime, I picked Beterbiev to beat Kovalev, prime for prime. So, but other than that,
he would have beat him, man.
Yeah, Beterbiev would have knocked out Kovalev. He would have beaten him. So, but right now, obviously they fight now. Kovalev is washed up. He's done. He's a shot fighter. So, other than that, I mean, shoot. If we can't get that Beterbiev and Bivol fight, what's Beterbiev going to do? Retire? Or what's he going to do? Go up to cruiserweight? There ain't nobody there to fight.
No, man. I could tell you, Dan. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's just one of them ones that it's hard to say with that what they're gonna do. All I know is this guy is the right champion, did the right things, the right guy won. Credit to him. He come to London and people in the UK gonna follow him. If they didn't know who Beterbiev is, they know who's this guy, Russian guy, come and smash Anthony Yarde. They're gonna want to find out who this guy is, man. This guy came to the UK and be if you make a name for your UK, that's why they came over here to get that UK backing. They're gonna watch him, man. You got the UK audience now,
You got that audience. Yeah, you got that audience now. So, man, be interesting to get Bivol. Now Bob Arum can say, well, Bivol's got to come down to our demands. Eddie Hearn has no room to negotiate for that fight, other than try to give him a good split. That's it.
It's a match him. It's a match him. It should be easy to make, though.
That ain't no easy fight to make. How Eddie Hearn is. He's spiteful these days, especially after what Bob Arum and Frank Warren did to him with the Joshua Fury situation. He like, no. Not the money, it's just the way they messed him around over a whole year. Have him running around to Saudi Arabia trying to get the organizers for that fight. And then next they pulled out.
If you're looking at if you're looking at Bivol, you're like, bro, he could beat him. They're thinking confidently he could beat him. Like whether the negotiators are like, yo, let's do this shit. Right? They gotta think in their mind.
Yeah, I think Bivol gonna win that fight. I think he'll beat Beterbiev. I think he'll win that fight.
I got Beterbiev, man. I got Beterbiev, man.
All right, we'll see.
I'm watching that. Yeah, the way he. I was more impressed with the way his adversity was. You know what I mean? Because I thought Yarde was going to do adversity. The two of them, in that ring, there was a lot of adjustments going on. You know what I mean? Like first off,
they Yarde both adjusted each other to fight.
Yeah, Yarde was on the back foot, right? When it first started, right? And Bivol was putting the on him. Then when Yarde hurt him, Beterbiev went on the back foot, right? On the back foot, and Yarde was putting the pressure on him, right? And you could see how it ebbed and flowed. The inside was fighting was pretty good. It was even. They were just all the way around. Now where it got tricky is when Yarde was on the back foot, Beterbiev came forward, and then he threw a lazy shot, and then Beterbiev just caught him with it. Yeah. And that was it. And that was the changing of that was a changing. But I just feel like when it got tougher and tough gets going, and if you put Bivol in, I'm telling you, if Bivol gets in a grueling fight with this guy here, it's done, bro. Remember again, Dan, bro. All right, let me put it like this. How many goals other than Mike Tyson? And I'll say Mike Tyson, but even with Mike Tyson, he didn't have he had a consecutive knockouts, but when it came to champion fight, he knocked them out. But this guy in that court of Mike Tyson vein, every man in there, he's floored up, bruv. And you got to think, this guy is supremely confident of putting you in a position where you're going to have to fight me. And, you're not going to be able to run over. You can't run the whole round, bruv. You can't, because he hits hard enough to make you think, ooh, I'm gonna have to stand with him. And that's
well, I will say this though. I know this is not a fighter I should compare, but I remember in the Sullivan Barrera fight, Bivol stood toe to toe with Barrera, backed him up and got into a dogfight with him and knocked him out. So
there you go. Oh yeah, all right. But you know what? That's if he can do that, if he can box and he can do that, we'll see. But my whole thing is this: Bivol doesn't rely on power. He's on work rate, fitness, and conditioning. Right?
He's much faster foot than Yarde. He's not flat-footed. He's actually better defensively. He's a better defensive fighter. So this is not going to be a very easy fight for Beterbiev. I'll tell you that right now.
I agree with you, but I just like what I see. I always go with a man who could take you out with punches, and the one who's got power. That's the way I'm rolling with. I don't play around, bro. I looked at that and said, yo, he drawed you. He fought on the back foot, the front foot, inside, outside. Yarde put him through the paces, man. I think they ran out of adjustments, and it's like, yo, with Bivol, it's like, he's going to try boxing the outside. If he tries to fight on the inside, we'll see. I said, let's see, because this is boxing. But I like that guy who fucking put thunder. I like the guy with the thunder in his hands, bro. You know what I mean?
Beterbiev. Yeah, those thudding power. He's got, like I said, he's got thudding power because everything he throws, it hurts. Even if he doesn't put mustard into those shots, it hurts you. It's like a George Foreman, Joe Joyce type of situation. They don't have to throw mustard to their shots to hurt you. They could just pop you and they sting you and they hurt. It's kind of like Kovalev. That's how he does it. Sergey Kovalev.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yarde got shook up, man. That shit shook him up, and I knew it as well because he's been shook up already. That's what people don't understand. He's only good at domestic, blowing out domestic guys. But like when you step up, even with domestic Boatsy, guys who want to fight him, not doormen. That's why Tunde they say, oh, Tunde he wasn't talking. Of course he's not going to talk because he's going against a lot. You're going to look like a fool, and you're going to get a lot of backlash to keep your mouth shut. That's why he wasn't talking, because you're going to look like an idiot if you start talking. I think he's better than Andre Ward. Like all that shit, you can't go with that stuff. That can't crack out here, bro. You're gonna have to slow down with them talks, there, man. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna wash. You can't be talking about, your man's. I'm better than this guy and that guy. That's not the one. Yarde's face looks the part, bro. His face is black.
Yeah, he got that cut above below his eye.
Yeah, man.
What's
his
up?
Face is
Beterbiev's face don't look that good either. Beterbiev's face don't look that good either. So
he's still the winner, man. He's still the winner, though.
He's still the winner, but he suffered that cut above his left eye. Boy, he lucky he stopped that fight because he won a stoppage. Because if that fight went a little bit longer and that cut got worse, y'all could have won that fight on a cut or a technical decision. So he's lucky. He knew what he had to do.
They were doing them on the scorecards dirty, Dan. You know what I mean? Y'all
some people gonna look at that and say, they're trying to rob Beterbiev. I mean, I don't know about that. I think that fight was pretty close. I know the punch stat says otherwise, but I think the punch stats were way off. I don't think most of the shots that Beterbiev got credit for, he didn't even land because they landed on the gloves. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Punch stats are just guys in a box punching them, a bud.
I give them credit, but the punch stats, whatever, but I just like the UK. They were putting the dubs in. But Yarde was doing. I ain't gonna lie, he was like he was winning the fight though to a certain degree. I was very surprised how he was handling Beterbiev. But Beterbiev like that because even Callum Johnson, he allows you to get on top of him and then he'll take you out. It doesn't matter what you do. If you ease up, he'll knock you out. If you come to fight, he'll knock you out. There's nothing really you could do against a man who had lights out power. And that's him. He's got that get out of jail card. At any point in the fight, even if you think you're comfortable, he's gonna land it on you and take you out. And that's why I'm gonna go with him against Beterbiev, because you see, Canelo was on that same shit. My power. But bruv, we remember you getting beat up by Mayweather who had better conditioning than you, and Mayweather didn't hit that hard. So he's already been exposed, and he got exposed the same way against Mayweather. And you look at this fight with Yarde. He did better, but he went out the same way he did against Kovalev. In fact, I tell you this, Dan, the Kovalev knockout was worse because he ended, because that's why I think Tunde saved him of Yarde not being on his back, because that's where he was going. He was going on his back. He was gonna go. It doesn't matter what he did. Kovalev had an answer for it.
You mean Beterbiev had an answer for it? Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, he's Beterbiev is a better conditioned fighter. He's more he can recover much better. He got more he's more durable. He recovers quickly. So That's the thing about him, and that's what makes him so dangerous. But yeah, Canelo, man. The thing about Canelo is like every shot that he throws got a lot of power into it. He throws every punch with power, with every mustard, and that's not going to bother Beterbiev.
Yeah.
That's why these Canelo fanboys was talking about how he's going to do Beterbiev. I'm like, you guys are fucking nuts. Canelo's a great fighter, but he ain't. Don't make him look like he's indestructible. The guy lost to Mayweather. Have you forgotten that? He got schooled against Mayweather. He got schooled against Mayweather. Yes, there was those Hall of Fame fights that he had. They were close fights. Arguably, he won them, but he was giving the sweetheart, benefit of the doubt by the judges in those fights. Have we not forgotten that? Okay, so yeah, I mean, look, there's a limit to everything, and these people were talking about him going up to fight Usyk at a catchweight. I mean, get out of here, man! You guys are nuts. He was
still talking that. I heard he was still talking that rubbish as well. He was still talking rubbish.
I mean, you really want to see him go up there and fight Usyk? No. If he could handle Bivol, if he could handle Bivol, guy who's quick as on his feet, he was a better combination puncher than he is. What makes you think he can handle Usyk, who's actually a better fighter than Bivol? Much better fighter. What makes you think he can handle him? I'm just saying, he's southpaw and he's much bigger, and he's longer and rangier. Yeah. So I'm just saying, man. I mean, these dudes, man. Canelo versus Beterbiev is a suicide fight for Canelo. He knows damn well not to go in there against a guy like that. No, unless he's 42 years old and he's got a lot of wear and tear and he's slowed down. Maybe, maybe you have a better shot. But nah, they're not gonna fight him right now. Nah, Eddie Hearn he knows damn well not to put Canelo in there against Beterbiev right now. No. I don't think Canelo wanted himself. He's like, nah, I ain't fighting that guy. Man.
He's breaking up.
My bad. You hear me now? You hear me now? Am I still breaking up?
Yeah, I think I can hear you. But no, you're not breaking up. No, you're still there. You're still there. I was breaking up. Go on, continue what you're saying. I think it was my phone.
Yeah, hey, yo, King KO in the chat says, Canelo was green against Mayweather. Stop it. Well, come on, man. Why are these excuses? I mean, Canelo already had wins over Austin Trout, all right? He had some learning fights over wins over Kermit Cintron and the, who else? Carlos Baldomir. So he already had some experience going in. So why are you making excuses for him? He got outclassed. In fact, some people were picking him to beat Mayweather. What are you talking about, King KO? What are we talking about, KO? I mean, yeah, he was a little green, but at the same time, many people were picking up. Some people were picking him to win. So no excuses there, man. I mean, he got outclassed by Mayweather. He got outclassed by Bivol. So I mean, it is what it is. Yo, EJ, you still there? Uh-oh, did I lose you? Yeah, I lost EJ. He fell off, so I guess I'll be running his live stream for a moment before he gets back on. So we'll see. Yeah, guys, interesting card to say the least. I didn't really get a look at the undercard other than the stare down between Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, and that fight's supposed to go down in Saudi Arabia, and it's on pay-per-view. BT Sport Box BT Sport Box Office and ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Wow. Wow. Okay. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to order that fight, but we'll see. But other than that, Moses Atuma made his heavyweight debut, and I got to question that first fight because his opponent took 2 punches on the glove and he went down. I mean, if that's not a dive, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm sure Moses Atuma is not happy about that because he wanted to get some more. I'm not saying get some more rounds, but he wanted more of an exercise. So, I mean, it is what it is. KO says, not an excuse. It's the truth. I mean, that was 10 years ago. I picked Mayweather with Canelo back then. I'm like, well, yeah, but at the same time, Canelo was already a champion. He already had some, experienced fights. He was coming off wins against Shane Mosley. He was coming off wins against Austin Trout. He was coming off wins against Carlos Baldomir and Kermit Cintron and so forth. So he already had some experience going into that fight. So you could say this, that, and the third, but a Shane Mosley win. Come on, man. I mean, that win probably would arguably should have prepared him enough to fight a guy like Mayweather, even though I did pick him to win that fight. But it should have prepared him for a fight like that. And mind you, Canelo already had 40 fights in, or how many fights did he had in? 30. He had well over close to 40 fights going into that fight, I believe. I think it was 40. Yeah, about 40 fights or so. So he already had enough experience going in. Yeah, and it is what it is. I mean, again, he may have been somewhat green, but at the end of the day, he got outclassed. He got picked apart, just like he got picked apart against Dmitry Bivol. So this whole narrative about him going up there and beat Usyk and Beterbiev, I'm not buying it. He's a great fighter, but it is what it is. He fought all washed-up fighters against to lead up to Mayweather. Well, Austin Trout wasn't a washed-up fighter. So let's take him out of the equation. Austin Trout actually was in the prime coming off a win against Miguel Cotto. So, yeah, but at the end of the day, if you fight washed-up fighters, again, Shane Mosley may have been washed up, so was Carmen Sherman-Citron and Carlos Baldomir, but they were learning fights for him to get ready for a guy like Mayweather, where you give him some, give him some confidence of going into it. So, yeah, the Austin Trout win, again, he was coming off a win against Austin Trout. Yes, arguably he could, some say he lost the fight, but it was still a close fight either way. So, yeah, don't come on, don't make any excuses for him. He lost to a great guy, great fighter. I'm not a Floyd Mayweather fan.
What are you talking about, Bivol?
No, King KO in the chat was saying, well, Canelo was too green against Mayweather. This, that, and the third.
Yeah, he was that. The thing is, like, he agreed to the weight, whatever the weight was. Austin Trout was never an elite fighter. Austin Trout was a world champion, bro. Like, he was.
Yeah, he was undefeated. He was coming off a win against Cotto. So yeah, I mean,
world champion, WBA world champion. He beat Miguel Cotto, and I thought he won the fight. Yeah, but Austin Trout didn't believe so. But Canelo at that point went on, and he beat Lara. Like, I don't care what anyone said. He beat Lara. He beat top guys, man. Hey, KO, if you want to come on and debate Dan, you're welcome to, King KO, bro. You're welcome to, me and Dan.
Yeah, it's respectable. I like KO. It's all good, man. But we have a disagreement there. I'm not a Floyd Mayweather fan, but I'm just saying. I mean, look, Canelo, if you think he could beat Artur Beterbiev right now, then that's fine. But no, he doesn't beat him right now. Neither does he beat Alexander Usyk. It's just the way it is. I don't see him beating those two guys. But yeah, but other than that, going back to Yarde, man, what does Anthony Yarde go from here, man? I mean, I hope the brother could come back and learn from this.
He's got domestic fights that they might can avoid. Maybe they build him up again, because look, Frank does a good job with Tunde fighting the right guys to get rankings. There's a lot of things these do. This is what they do these days. They fight for rankings, but you don't fight to learn. There's no expectation to win. I didn't expect it to win. I know that it's a mammoth task, and it's the truth. I don't see how I don't see how you win. I just don't see how you win, bro. Like it's not happening. You know what I mean? Because even on the amateurs, wherever you want, however you want it, I don't see how you win this fight. You get me? It's not happening. You know what I mean? It's just not.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was my. Yeah, I agree with you there. But look, I picked Beterbiev knockout by the 7th round, but I was 1 round off, so it stopped in the 8th. So Yarde impressed me going the extra round, even though arguably he was winning the fight. But other than this, it is what it is. You're going up against a guy who's well established, well pedigreed. I mean, it is what it is. But KO is saying that going back to the Mayweather Canelo thing, he said that Canelo, Austin Trout beat Cotto. I'm like, well, yeah, but that version of Miguel Cotto actually went on to win the middleweight title. He beat Sergio Martinez, a fight that many people didn't expect him to win. So he became middleweight champion after that. It beats Martinez in an upset. So I don't know where you're going with that. I'm not saying you said KO. I'm saying many people thought that many Canelo fanboys are saying that he could beat Usyk. So that's what they're saying. And these are the same people saying that he could beat Beterbiev. I mean, it's their opinion, but I should ask them what Beterbiev's been doing to guys, these elite guys. Vosdick ran through him. Joe Smith Jr. I thought Joe Smith Jr. would actually be a much tougher fight than Anthony Yarde. Look what he did. He destroyed him in 2 rounds. So, I mean, come on, man. I mean, Canelo against Beterbiev and Usyk, nah, man. Let's put that to bed right now. Let's put that to bed. But speaking of Usyk, man, who do you think is going to win that fight between him and Fury if it gets made?
Nah, come on. I'm not entertaining it. I'm not entertaining that conversation with you. I'm not entertaining. I just want to stick on the Yard. You know why. It's
I'll leave that alone there. I'll leave it alone. Let's stick with Anthony Yarde.
I want to fight that, yeah. I want Yarde to get his thing, get their full attention. I'll give that I'll give it full attention when that fight happens and it's there's the ink on the line and it's all sorted. But up until now, I'm like, nah, you know what I mean? Nah, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
Yeah, we all know. I mean, the way things are looking right now, it looks like the Fury team is going to pull out of that fight. They're going to push that fight back further.
Yeah, we just don't know what's going on. It's like, you know, these things here is just, you know, this this was a great fight, and Yarde come out with a lot of credit and respect to him. Don't see Canelo beating Usyk yet. who said that? Yo, brother, yo, they did. They were talking that smoke, bro. Like Eddie smoking crack Hearn was saying that joint. You know what I'm saying? King KO, he was saying that joint. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you know, like he was talking about, yeah, he was just. I couldn't believe they were talking about it. It was an actual possibility. If he beat Bivol, they was actually gonna do it. If the Bivol, because remember, like they thought he was gonna blow away Bivol, but see the thing is, it was perfect matchmaking. Remember, they had the whole thing with De La Hoya, Canelo weight, draining guys and stuff like that. But Eddie Hearn said, look, if you're a great fighter, you don't need to drain him. You know what I mean? We're not gonna drain Bivol. Let him come at his weight. You can see Bivol doesn't have knockouts. You should be able to beat him. But it's the same thing with Manny Pacquiao versus what's the cube? Ugas. Same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
If a guy ain't got knockout, that means the guy's got work rate and he's conditioning, because you know this is how boxing levels up. Yeah, if a guy's got power and he you know this, that, the other, then usually he hasn't got a good chin. But if a guy hasn't got power, then usually the other guy has probably got other assets, work rate, fitness, and that's what they beat you with. Mayweather, you know, and that's what he beat him with. He beat him with work rate. That was an excellent play by Bivol. And he's come on the line and say, yo, that guy's a great fight. And him and Beterbiev will be an absolute great fight. You know, regardless of age or anything, that's a great fight in the making, you know. Hopefully they get paid and they get a big fight. But I don't know who wants to put two Russians on and make them get paid.
No, I think they will. I mean, look, I think they can make that.
The only places in the Soviet Union, the only places the only places in Russia. And you know, Beterbiev's Muslim, isn't it?
Nah, yeah, they're not gonna put that fight in Russia because Beterbiev doesn't even. I don't know if he likes his own country. He doesn't even mention it at all. So I think that, he considers himself more Canadian. So I think honestly, if they're going to stage that fight, it's going to be in Canada. It's going to be there. It's going to be in Montreal. Yeah. So I mean, look, this should be an easy fight. I think Eddie Hearn should just allow Bivol to go ahead and take the fight. And let the Top Rank and run dictate the terms, and let them organize the fight and then let's get it on. I think we need to get that fight. We haven't had an undisputed champion at 175 since Roy Jones Jr. That's how long ago that was. We talk about the heavyweights. That's almost 23 years ago. You know what I mean? 22 years ago, 23 years ago. So it's been a very long time since we've seen an undisputed light heavyweight champion. Very long time. So
yeah. Well, I think Dennis Andrews was undisputed, man. He was undisputed.
No, he wasn't. He was just the WBC champ. No, he was the WBC champ. He was never undisputed.
There was only two belts around there when he got.
Remember, he was never WBC. He was never Andres was never the unified champion. What are you talking about?
He beat the number one guy, bro. He was
okay. If you want to talk about, he was maybe a lineal light heavyweight champion. I didn't never seen that in the record books, but I'll go back and check. But other than that, he was never undisputed champion.
When he was the champion, who else was champion at the time? Do you know? Because you're talking about.
I think it was Prince Charles. Prince Charles Williams was the WBA champion. Hold up. Prince Charles Williams was the WBA champion. The IBF, I think you had. Was it Bobby Ches? Nah, I think it was Bobby Ches. I think it was Bobby Ches who was the IBF light heavyweight champion at the time. So, yeah, you had those three there. Andres was the WBC champion. He never fought those two guys. What are you talking about?
The number one heavyweight in the thing. You didn't need to be on.
Oh, okay. Well, he never fought them. What are you talking about? He never fought those guys.
I swear, Bobby Ches.
Did he beat Bobby Ches?
He was regarded as the number one light heavyweight champion.
Okay, he was probably regarded number one, but he wasn't undisputed.
Anyway, you don't need to be on. He was look. Sometimes, you don't have to be undisputed to be regarded as the best of the division. You just got to be the best guy. There's only one guy in the division. You know, that's how it is. You beat the number one guy, you become the number one. If you want to collect all the belts to say the belts to say that there's no one else to fight me, then fine. But he was the number one. You know what I'm saying? He was the number one for the longest. And what I'm trying to say to you is that in that respect, there is the claim. There's a claim that another guy's out there to say he's the best. That's why I said to you with Dennis Andrew, there was none. Everyone had him. He was the light heavyweight. He was number one, and that's why Mike McCallum, when he beat Jeff Hardy, beat Thingy, he became number one. And then Roy Jones beat Mike McCallum to become that guy. But obviously they said that Darren Mishishevsky beat Virgil Hill, and they were saying, well,
Virgil Hill, he was the lineal champion.
That's why you become your undisputed is disputed by someone else. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And that when Dennis Andrew was champion, it wasn't disputed. Like, this guy is the number one. Like, you just is. Yeah, and that's my whole point about later on they changed it. Oh, you're not really champion, blah blah blah. But let me tell you something. Like, right now, okay, Beterbiev as named him, like, beating Yarde in that fashion, and the contenders, he's won, but he's disputed by the guy who's beat Canelo. Now, if Bivol didn't beat Canelo, we wouldn't regard him as that guy. But now, because he beat Canelo, that's why your reign is disputed. But the man's got the 3 belts, and he wants that guy. So he wants it.
Yeah, he's also the Lineal Ring Magazine champion too. Artur Beterbiev. So
Canelo gets all that. We can, but we're gonna find out. I think Yarde needs to sit down and reflect and stuff like that, and look at his career and say, boy, we've done too many shortcuts. I think someone said they rushed him. I feel say you should have a lot of learning fights, but you're here. I mean, what do you learn out of losing? Well, obviously you learn out of losing, you're not good enough. That's the first thing you learn. The second you learn is when you get to the top, maybe you can't get that carrot. You can't get that carrot. Frank Bruno had better guys on the way up than Anthony Yarde, man.
He should have fought his domestic rivals, man, because that right there could have gave him some learning experience. I know Lyndon Arthur was an okay domestic fight, but other than that, it's like me personally, I thought he would beat Buatsi if they gave him the chance to do it. They just didn't want to take a chance with him. A fight Buatsi, Jose Burke, those guys.
I think again it goes back to the same thing. If it gets tough, the tough gets going. Are you going to be in there? That's my whole thing. This is what I'm trying to say to you. At the end of the day, the way you fight, forget about you relying on your power. It's just one aspect of your game. And this is what you sell you because you're knocking out. But who you really knocking out? You know what I'm trying to say? And let's look at the power against Bill. Yeah, you cut him up and you wobbled him a bit. But, bro, come on. But the person, if you do wobble, you did wobble him up, thanks to correction. You wobbled him up, but I don't think your power was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it was.
Yeah, it's not freakish power. I mean, you could hurt you.
Right. One punch, bruv. One punch from my man, that straight right. You was all in trouble, bruv. All out of it, bruv. Because remember, Yarde got him with the right hand and it rocked him back, and it did rock him back, right? But the man recovered. And he was still there, right? Yarde didn't follow up on it. But when you got hit by one clean shot, bruv, in the fight, down the stretch, bruv, that was it, bruv. To me, bruv, to be fair, when I look at that whole thing, Tunde could have let it continue. But you weren't going to change, bruv. Man was going to pile in the shots. But Yarde wanted to grit it out. He wanted that thing. I could see he wanted to say, yo, leave it. Let me fight it out. But Tunde is the one who could call the shots. Said, nah. But you know what I'm going to say from Tunde's aspect, because then again, he's not used to Yarde being hard fight. But his mind is like, well, why take unnecessary punishment? You've already proved that you're in there. You got no business being in here with this guy. So we're gonna pull you. And that's what I said to you. This guy, in my opinion, had no business being in the ring with this guy, because you beat guys to earn the rankings, but it doesn't mean you're gonna win. Why do you think this guy come to England? I'll take that. Of course, his team. This is an easy fight. All you got to do is stick it on him.
That wasn't easy for Beterbiev. He could tell you that wasn't an easy fight.
Listen, he's had harder fights, bro. He's had harder fights, bro. He's had harder fights. He has.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you the Usyk fight. I thought that was a much tougher fight than
You understand what I'm trying to say to you? He's had harder fights against other guys, and other champion when he took the harder fight. So this guy who hasn't been in a
let me ask you this. Who did a better job on Beterbiev, Yarde or Marcus Browne?
Marcus Browne.
You really think so?
Oh yeah, he fucked him up good. Yeah, Marcus.
Nah, that was a headbutt. Nah, that was a headbutt. Nah, he didn't cut him with a punch. At least Yarde cut Beterbiev with a punch. In fact, Yarde actually hurt Beterbiev a few times. Marcus Browne didn't do that. I'm just saying he didn't do that.
I'm not talking about the headbutt. I'm talking about, you asked me a question. I'm saying I want to talk about the foul or the headbutt. I'm talking about the punches, bruv. I'm talking about
that's what I'm saying. The punches didn't hurt Beterbiev. Marcus Browne couldn't even put a dent in him. He couldn't even do it.
Dan, I disagree with you. If you ask me, I say Marcus Browne. I'm saying Beterbiev has been in harder fights than Yarde. Yarde now, how many hard fights has he been in and came out the back end? The back end of the fights. Tell me.
Yeah.
Right? Kovalev fight? No.
Then did Arthur probably another one? The first one?
Nah, it wasn't a hard fight. No, he just didn't do anything. They didn't throw no punches. It was just a nip and punk fight where Yarde was not confident because he lost against Kovalev. That's how that went down, right? This one here was absolutely it got stuck on him. It stuck on him, and that's what's probably pissing Yarde off, that he got stuck on him. And I wanted my chance to get in. Tunde robbed it off him. That's why he gives Tunde, what you did? Why you stopped the fight? I'm in the fight, and I'm sure he's probably talking to Tunde. No, I didn't want one more punch. Why don't one more punch? And this, that, the other goes, no. Look, we can come back again. But you see, Yarde understands.
Look, I can see. Here's the thing. I can see both sides of the argument.
I see Tunde did the right thing though, because in my opinion, you did enough. You gave him everything. Let me say it. You threw everything at this man, Yarde, I'm talking about, and he's still there. You gave him everything you had. You did. And he was still there. So there's not much more you could do. And this guy gave you a couple down the stretch, and you was robbed of your senses. And the thing is, he's capable of giving you another shot like that again. And Tunde weren't waiting around for it, bro. Tunde said, no, I'm not going to let you take that again. I'm not going to let you take it, because one of them punches, and this guy's in the hospital, and he's doing all kinds of problems, bro. And you can see in the corner of the damage being put on Yarde down the stretch, man. Even though he's putting on Beterbiev, he's looking at the damage come on his guy, and we know that this guy has a high knockout percentage, and he showed it, bro. It's just, late in the fight, he's in a hard fight, and he just turned that shit around and gave Yarde a beat. And Yarde power is robbed of his senses. I think Tunde did the right thing for his man. I think Yarde as a fighter probably wanted, this is how Glenn, what's his name again, Jerry McLennan, and these fights go on, because back in the day, they would have let that shit go on, But we're in a different time.
Yeah, they would have let that go on. Yeah, I mean, look, I can see both sides of the argument. I can understand Tunde what he's coming from, why he stopped the fight. But at the end of the day, I can see where Anthony Yarde is coming from too. And me personally, I'll probably take a little bit more of his side, because look, you don't know if he could have recovered. You should have gave him a chance to see if he could recover from that, but he didn't. So he just took one big shot. He went down. He got up, and then all of a sudden you want to stop the fight. That right there, some people are going to argue against Tunde. It's like, you stopped it way too soon. You should have gave him a chance to see, if he could recover from that.
Well, they're arguing about the back of the head punch, but I disagree. I think the first one hurt him. He tried to throw a punch over the jab, and it did hit the back of the head. But at the same time, if you get up, take a knee. He could have got up and said, let me take another knee and rest on them. But he thought he could continue, and he's getting clubbed up, man. And I mean, Beterbiev's just club. I'm watching some of the shots Yarde's get. Yarde's defense is good, but he's just, what I mean? He's just, to be fair, his offense is open. He got caught with a wicked shot in between the guard, But I just the way. Yeah. But my thing is that the guy still generates wicked power late in the fight, bruv. You know what I mean? He's still generating like the same power from the first round he did. And Yarde's power was like, it was so-so. Because he realized it was rat-a-tat-tat, left hook, but he never really put hammer in it. It was like fudding shots. Because Yarde hits you, and then he wants to see your reactions. That's the way he does things, right? To see if then he opens up. But because he didn't get the reactions from Beterbiev, he never knew if he really hurt him. But Beterbiev, you can see when he hit Yarde's reaction was like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. Like, and then what's scary is that Kovalev hits hard, but Beterbiev hits harder. That's what people say. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he does.
And you think about it, Kovalev already killed a man in the ring years ago. So and his power is scary. And if people say Beterbiev's power is much more scary, I'm like, what in the world? Damn, Kovalev.
We don't know who he killed. Some bum like some road sweeper. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was in Russia. Roman. I forgot his last name, but Kovalev kind of pays some percentages to his family because of what happened. He feels feel a little remorse about that fight. So
overall that was a very good, entertaining night of boxing. And you know, I got the fight. There's another guy called was it Nathaniel Gilmore versus Cyril Baccarat from the Ukraine. They fought earlier on today. I think it's 6 rounds stoppage. I got knocked out by Brian Adams actually. He fought on the
you know, Nathaniel Gilmore, the Jamaican, right?
Yeah, he's fighting. Yeah, he's fought against this guy. The one who fought Brian Adams.
Yeah.
Check it out. No, listen, it was
that
was go ahead.
I was gonna say Moses Atuma. I thought that was a dive. His opponent took a dive.
Yeah. Of course he did. His brother got beat earlier on because they tried to build up his brother as the next guy as well, and he got smacked apart. Everyone's shocked. I go, well, they put him with a live opponent, and he got turned over. You know, the figures, they even Moses, if they put him with a live opponent, he'd get turned over as well, Dan.
Yeah, they can't rush him. They can't rush Moses. Let's take your time with him. I know he's had a very good amateur career, but he hasn't really had a senior amateur career.
He's a little boy, southpaw, fat little boy, and he's the fat little boy. And he's done youth champions. They plucked him out and said we've got a heavyweight now. But I'm like, well, we're putting him against mashed potatoes. You tell me this is the thing. In the UK, in my opinion, they're ruining fighters by not giving them stiff tests. They are.
Yeah.
Anthony Yarde is one of them where it's like you're giving a good effort, but you're not going to win. You're not going to win, man. You're not going to. I didn't think he's going to win. You didn't think he's going to win. And why not? Because in our minds, like, you ain't done the necessary steps to make us believe you're going to win. You know what I mean? You just haven't. And I don't believe in that, bro. But from what we know over boxing, when I look at the Evander Holyfield and some of these guys, right, they had incremental steps getting to the title. You knew when they became champion, they're going to hold that belt for a minute. It's not going to be relinquished. So even if Yard had the belt, how long do you think he's holding on to that belt for, bro?
He wasn't going to hold on to it for that long. I'm sorry.
One of the guys that Kovalev beat or Beterbiev beat will be coming for your neck the next day.
Yeah, because the rumor is that Vozick was supposed to make a comeback. I know he retired after the loss to Beterbiev, but he's supposed to be making a comeback. So I don't think Yarde could beat Vozick. I'm just being honest. I don't think he could beat him.
You know what? And Sergio Kovalev will come out of retirement for you.
Well, you mean he'll come down from cruiserweight to light heavyweight? That's what you're saying.
If that's where he's at, he'll say, you know what? I'm coming back down for this guy here. Of course, everyone will be turning up for this guy here. You know, they gave him a fight in Wembley, your home crowd. You had everything in your case, yeah. It's time for you to show. He gave it all, but there was nothing. There's nothing. You ain't got nothing left, man. There's nothing. You know what I mean? Like you ain't got it, bro. You ain't got it. You know, Tunde and the knowledge with James Cook and all them things there. I thought James Cook helped out in that camp, yeah. But I'll give you a little clip, right? So Tunde and them guys there, they were still looking to spot amateurs in the build-up. You know what I mean? I think they're still looking to spot amateurs because you could see the comfortable way he was fighting, very tight, very good defense, right? And I can see that on rounds, but I don't know how much hard sparring. You know what I mean? Hard sparring, you know what I mean? They had, because do you really know that you're going to be in a war with this guy?
Right.
You need to be tying your defense up the whole night through and getting so you can get your shots in. I don't think they train for that. You can't legislate for that. The only way you do that is having a real fight with a real energy around it, you know? And I don't think they legislate for that sort of physically hard fight. I don't think they did, you know, and that's unfortunate. But he got it tonight. But it's not unfortunate when you got stopped. So, you know, you've been stopped a couple of times. How much is your confidence? Boats in these guys, they've seen you been stopped. So if they fight you, they're like, well, I can stop you as well. If one man's done it, another man can do it, right? So, you know, yeah, it's where we are.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
anything else, Daniel? Anything else?
No, not really. I mean, other than that, ain't not much else. I mean, there's no other fights after this one, right?
No. My man King KO said y'all quit, which was unfortunate. Yeah, it was a close.
Well, I mean, fight, man, his trainer quit for him, so yeah, I guess.
I think he didn't really make up too much fuss about. I don't think he quit though, but I think he wanted to fight on. But I think he in his body language it didn't look right, bro. It went to
Yeah,
the
his body language was like he didn't want it no more. So
no, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what he did. He actually did walk forward, so I take that back, and he did put his hands up. But you know, Beterbiev just came over with an uppercut. He came with an uppercut and a straight right over. If a man's walking into you, should have taken. But I don't think he was throwing back. If you look at that exchange when he was throwing, he was just covering up. So he you know, to me, his reactions were a bit late. And I think Tunde read it right. I think Tunde read it right. He said his man is in trouble, intelligently in trouble. I think the referee gave him a chance for his world title. But I think the referee gave him any chance. But I think Tunde did the right thing. There's no question about the fight should have been stopped there. And you know, Yarde can live again. But in his mind, it's like, well, I felt like I could have got one right. Goes, you couldn't. Like if you did, you shouldn't have been down. And if you did get down, you should have responded hard. You know what I'm saying? You should have responded in a way, or grab him or tie him up. You know, grab him or tie him up, or take a knee. But you didn't do the either. You went on the rope to let the guy tee off on you. That's no go. That's not good. After you just been put on the floor.
I think part of the problem is that Yarde was being backed up into the ropes a little too much. He kept trying to fight off the ropes too much. I think he had more success by putting pressure on Beterbiev. I think he should have kept at that. It's like put pressure on him, keep him in the center of the ring, because that's how you. That's the best way to beat him is put pressure on him and keep him in the center of the ring. Don't let him back you up. Don't give him a chance to swarm you with combination punches, man. I mean, that's what Beterbiev is very dangerous at. Don't let him do that to you. But you know, who am I? It's easier said than done because you're in there against a guy who's very durable, who can box if he has to box, who's got a very good chin, who doesn't get much credit for this. Beterbiev does get hit a lot, but you know his defense it's not bad. It's not bad, and again, it's not that great. You know, so yeah. I mean, it is what it is. We didn't expect him to win anyway, but we did not expect him to do is perform the way he did. He actually arguably was winning the fight. So before he got stopped, it is what it is. But other than that,
I got the scorecard. Yeah, they said something he could feel good about, but that's what I was trying to say to you. You got, but you see, this Beterbiev knows that though. You know, but you see, this is what I'm saying. The man's not gonna let you go the distance, bro. He's just like let you go the distance.
Yeah, I don't think I think Beterbiev knew that, and I think his corner knew that too because of the urgency that he put in there. They're like, look, man, you can let him get momentum. Number one, he cut your eye up. He cut you above your eyes, so you got to start to do some urgency because remember, you're in his home backyard. They're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, so you got to put it on him. You got to have to. So, yeah, that's the thing about Beterbiev, man. When he's in trouble, he fights with urgency, like he did against Marcus Browne, like he did against Callum Johnson. When he's put down in that fight and got hurt in that fight, he fought with urgency. So the Vosdick, yeah, I mean, obviously that was more of a not saying chess match, but that was a fight that he had to put a hurt on Vosdick. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but other than that, we ain't really got no fights after this, man. I mean, Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, that's the only one. Other than that,
yeah, we ain't got.
What's up?
Nah, we ain't got nothing going on. It was good. It was good catching up. Nah, it was good catching up with you because, hey, let's talk about the Eubank thing. So basically, let's talk about the Conor Benn. So basically, the guy from the British Border Control, he said that Conor Benn relinquished his license, though it didn't expire. They said they relinquished it. So I was like, wow. Eddie Hearn saying it expired, so they had to renew it. Yeah, it didn't expire.
He never expired it. He just gave it up. So why is Eddie Hearn running the goalposts on that?
Yeah, the guy from the British Border Control, the head said that. He said that the guy from the British Border Control said that, and I was like, wow. So he didn't expire. So he said they relinquished their license. And I goes, what they have to do to get back on it? And he said, well, you know, it's ongoing court case. That's like, bruv. So why was it came out that, bruv, the license got expired? It's lies, bruv. Lies, bruv. You see?
I don't know what they're doing here. Go ahead.
They ain't doing nothing. And the next one is that the Conor Benn situation. You know, the Conor Benn situation is like, no, not Conor Benn, Eubank. Eubank's team, you know, they've obviously pointed out that thing, but they haven't put a formal complaint to the British Border Control in regards to Liam Smith.
The elbow by Liam Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, like I said, like I told you before, I mean, yeah, the elbow did come in, but it was also a combination of punches that came in as well. So, like But like I said, the key word that they're looking for, if you're going to put it in a form of complaint, the key word is intent. And the reason why I say that is that you have to establish the case that Liam Smith threw an intentional elbow. I looked at this many times and I don't see no evidence of him doing that. So
What?
I mean, I don't think
it was an elbow though. It was an elbow. So
it was elbow, but was it intentional elbow? That's the question. Do you think it was intentional? Why you say that?
It was, yeah.
Why you say that?
He's done it in the past. That's why he throws. He throws them punches.
Really? Who's he hurt badly with an elbow?
He missed a couple of times with other guys, but he throws them elbows. He does do that.
Okay.
Remember, yeah, because Eubank was ducking down, right? So because he was ducking down, that elbow worked, but he threw it a couple of times, and sometimes it doesn't land, but he throws it a lot. In these combinations, he throws elbows in his punches. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but Eubank knew that. That's the problem. Eubank knew that, and he also surprised with Eubank that he took his eye off the ball. But if you take your eye off the ball and duck your head down, because he was trying to do the weaving thing and make a guy piss and this and that. But against subpar opponents that work, Liam's not like that. Liam's not a bum. He's very calculated. So when you try to duck down, Liam timed him and hit him with the elbow and hit him. Yeah, he threw that elbow on purpose. Of course he did. There's no doubt about it. But this is boxing. Guys throw elbows, guys headbutt, and then they do all that. The thing you showed about Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson you said an elbow, he threw a punch. And because he threw a punch, he follows through. If you follow through your punch properly, then the elbow obviously is there. But he doesn't mean to hit you with the elbow. It's just that he follows through with the punch, completing the guy's head still there. So if your head's still there, then the elbow will follow after. But he doesn't intend to hit you with the elbow. Liam intended to hit him with the elbow, in my opinion. But I'm not going to complain. Like, if they haven't put a formal complaint yet into the British Board of Control yet. So it's just speculation at this point. But everyone's acknowledged that it was elbow. Liam's a dirty fighter. He acknowledged that this guy's a dirty fighter. He acknowledged it. He said, yo, this guy's a dirty fighter. I'm a clean fighter. But I was like, bro, all right, let's get to the scorecards, right? So what's the scorecards? So they got Yarde, 6. Okay, coach. Which one's Yarde? Kovalev, okay, 67, 66, 67, 68. Who's this to? Which one? But okay, what are you talking about? But okay. Yeah, on the scorecards, Yarde was up with Yarde. That's Yarde, and that's Beterbiev, isn't it? Yarde's what round is it? So the first round on each scorecard, I gave that first round to Yarde, didn't it? And they gave
we all did. We all gave that to Yarde.
Yeah, gave it to Yarde. So scorecard.
Second round we gave to Yarde.
So they gave. Hold on, let me see. 10. What are they talking about? Yeah. Oh yeah, Yarde was slightly up on the scorecard by like 1 point. I think he was slightly up on the scorecard, slightly. On 1 point.
It was a close fight. Again, even the first round, they said that Beterbiev outlanded Yarde by a punch. I'm like, what? I didn't see Beterbiev throw that many punches and landed him. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's a weird shit right there. I'm trying to figure out where the punch stats to get those 10 punches that Beterbiev landed that round come from. I really didn't see that, but it is what it is,
Yarde was up on 2 of the scorecards, not one of them. That's it. It was up on 2 of the scorecards. That's what I'm looking at right now. I can bring. Yeah, it was up on 2 of the scorecards. I can bring on the screen right now for everyone to watch. Yeah, this boxing thing here, being up on the scorecards, it don't matter with a man who's got punching power like this guy here. You know what I mean? Don't matter. Here we go. I'll put it on the screen. There you go. It's on the screen right now. If you can see that. Yeah, see that? Let me see.
Yeah, I see it. Hold on. So okay. So Yarde was up by. So 2 judges gave Yarde the first 2 rounds. All 3 gave. Well, see, 1 judge gave Beterbiev the first round, which is Jerome Lattis, and he gave Yarde the second round. Okay, rightfully so, because we all saw he won the second round. Third round, Beterbiev. All judges gave. Well, 1 judge gave Yarde the third round, which is Robin Taylor. Yeah. So that's interesting. 4th round, they all gave to Beterbiev. 5th and 6th they gave to Beterbiev. I don't know. 5th and 6th they gave to Yarde. Hold on. Damn, they gave 5th and 6th to Yarde. I thought Yarde won the 6th round. I mean, that right there. Yeah, I thought he won that round. The 6th round. The 7th round, that was a nip and tuck. That was back and forth. So either guy could have gotten that round. So, yeah, I mean, it was a pretty close fight. So, yeah, I mean, look, yeah, in fact, even Mike Carpenter said that he scored it the same way. So it was a close fight. You know, arguably Yarde was winning the fight. So he has no shame to be upset
No,
about
yeah, but
how
not
way
what?
he performed.
Yeah,
What?
no, not once, but it's only what is it? By 1 point. Where is it on that card? Is what is? Oh, Yarde was up, but 36, 65 to 68. I'm surprised. What the heck,
Yeah, that was a bit too wide. Yeah, that's Robert Taylor. Robert
bro?
Taylor scored that way too wide.
Hey, the bro, no, is it Robert Tate? No, no. Hold on. What card am I watching at? I'm watching at the one where you're talking about Robert Tate. No, it's the other guy. It's the
Jerome Addis.
Young Bing Ling, whatever his name is. No, that person. They got his
Oh.
65.
Oh yeah, he only gave Beterbiev only 2 rounds before the stoppage. Yeah, that was suspect right there. Yeah, I think that's a little too wide for Yarde. A little too wide.
Next card 60. So they've only got it by 1 point. Yarde on the next card 66 to 67. On the other card, they got it 67, 68. So it's only 1 point in it on the two of the judges card. The other card, he was fucking, bro. That guy was bold. This is what I said to you, Beterbiev. You don't worry about scorecards because he's gonna done you. He's gonna stop you. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna stop you. You know, that man not worrying about no scorecards nowhere. My man said Mayweather used my man. What's up, Wesley? Wesley from the group chat. You call him, you know, as what's his name? El Toro, yeah, in the group chat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said Mayweather uses Mayweather used to throw a punch followed by elbow. No, he used the elbow as a barrier to get space when you throw body shots. He never used to throw elbows though. He used to put the elbow up as a guard. He never actually used to actually used his forearm. Actually, he never used the elbow. He never used the elbow. You know what I mean? He used it as a forearm, more or less to keep when guys were trying to put pressure on him, so he had space, a little bit of gap so he could throw punches. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, Floyd used to. It's kind of like when Andre Ward used to do it in a way when he was when he was doing some inside fighting. Andre Ward used to use his elbow. He used to use his left elbow to create space from his opponents. You know, when he's punching in close quarters in the inside, he wasn't using his elbow to throw at them in their face to knock them out. Not like like MMA, it's legal to do that in MMA, but. Yeah, Floyd I don't think Floyd used to never throw a punch ball up with that elbow. I've never seen that from him. He used to use the elbow to create space, like what I mean, like lift it upwards.
Yeah, that was a forearm though. It was more.
Yeah, it's a forearm. Yeah. He uses his forearm. Yeah, he'll lift up his opponent's opposite arm to create room to throw some body punches. That's how Andre Ward used to do it. So. That's like one technique that you could do to keep a guy from leaning on you. Lift your left arm up, forearm up, lift it up against them in a way, and then you'll also leverage up your shoulder, so that way it'll keep them from leaning on you.
So wait, let me ask you a question, because of the scorecards. You think that's home cooking there on that one on the scorecards, right?
Well, the what was the other judge? Jim Kim, was it Lamb?
Yeah, 65 to 68. Yeah,
that was whole cooking for Yarde. Nah, yeah, he wasn't up by that much. If you had him up, he was up at least by 1 round, or Beterbiev up by a round. Yeah, so basically, all 3 judges have Yarde winning the fight. 2 had it very close, Robert Taylor and Jerome Addis. But Jockey Lim, that was way too wide for Yarde. Way too wide.
Yeah, but it just shows you, that he was around the bout was stopped in round. It was stopped in round 8, right? Or round 8. Yeah, it just shows you, like, bro, it's hard to go distance with this guy when he hits that hard, and he's going to be a problem. But anyway, last words, Dan, because I'm going to bounce you out and just close out. Give us last words. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I gotta say it was a good, interesting event. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I mean, I know that the stoppage is going to be debatable. I mean, I know Tunde is going to have to answer. He's going to have to answer for that in his upcoming podcast. I'll be tuning in on that. Him and Spencer Farron, if they're going to show it. I mean, not show it. If they are going to have a live stream, I'll definitely be there to watch it. Whatnot. But other than that, Anthony Yarde, he has no reason to be ashamed. He can keep his head up. He did perform very well beyond everyone's expectations. So it was a good fight. Undercard was pretty interesting, but other than that, let's just hope we could get some better fights going forward, because right now I don't see anything on the calendar right now. Yeah, so it sucks. Now we got to sit back and wait until these other fights get announced. So thanks. Other than that, thanks for having me on, man.
Hey, you're welcome, man. I always look forward to that. If you guys don't know, make sure you subscribe to Dan the Man Boxing. It's on YouTube here, and it's always a pleasure to have you over, Dan. And we'll catch you back on the next big fights. Thanks, Dan.
All right, no problem, man. Thanks. Take care.
Peace. So that's Dan the Man Boxing, people. Good guy. Yeah, let me get some last words and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Last them words from my guys from the WhatsApp group, and I'll probably close out. I mean, Tunde, I think Tunde looked after his guy, man. You know what I mean? I think in the day, that's what you want to do as a trainer or whatever you want to do in life. You know what I mean? You want to look after your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, boxing is a vicious sport. There's a couple more punches. Yarde, yeah, I mean, he go hospital and stuff like that to get checked out and stuff, you know? He took some precautionary hits, man. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what these guys are saying. All right, let me see. All right, let me hear some of this last time, these guys. All right, this one. Let me hear this one.
Yeah, guys, good debate. It's bedtime. Nice to have the discussions with the two Richards, but I'm leaning with Richard's secret. I'm leaning that side of it. I mean, you're after greatness, and you've got to pursue it in all aspects. I mean, I think, you know, I'm just going to sleep on this and we'll come back, and obviously this will be another debate for me tomorrow. But no, I don't think it should have been stopped.
Absolutely, we have to agree to disagree. But two things. The first thing, that's not how you get to greatness. And second thing is this, you know what? James Cook was my trainer for a while. And James Cook, a nice person, but as a trainer, and a corner man, I think James Cook is probably one of the worst I've ever had, amateur or pro. Rich, you know, I love you, man, but you're wrong on this one, man. Trust me, Rich, you're wrong on this one. You know what I mean? I seriously believe that, because a fighter and a trainer, of course, the trainer loves the fighter loves and respects the trainer and all of that sort of stuff. And yes, you know, you may be friends and all of that sort of stuff, but you know, I'm telling you, the best trainers, they detach that thing for their fight, unless it gets in a position where they, like, you know, their fighters lame, they can't fight back. Yarde could fight back. Why would you taking away the opportunity for a fighter to try and get back into it? I think personally, I think that's gonna cause problems. You know what I mean? And like I said, there was me and your dad. We worked together. I love training with your dad. Best trainer I ever had. Okay, and one fight, I was preparing for a Commonwealth title fight, and somebody must have said to your dad that, they heard that the guy was fighting, was knocking over light heavyweights in the gym, and your dad came to me and like talked to me about it, but was concerned about it. And I was like, why are you worrying about that? Like, this is what we do. This is what we do. We go in and we fight and we knock people out. That's what we do. Why are you worried? And he was, that's the first time ever while I was training with his dad, I thought to myself, coming to a point where it's not going to work. Because as a fighter, you need to have someone in your corner that you know as hard as you're throwing down, and that your will to win, their will to win and their will to suffer has to be the same. Of course, yeah, they're looking out for your safety, and when you can't defend yourself, because fighters will fight on when they can't and stuff like that. And of course, the trainer is supposed to be there for a fighter at those times, but a fighter needs a trainer that will go to the wire before they just throw the towel in, before they just stop the fight. You need that, otherwise you cannot get success. You cannot. It's impossible.
Rich, we're gonna disagree on this one for sure. All I'm saying is this: that remember there was 2 cornermen in that corner, and James Cook was in the corner as well. I think James Cook was leading, so we have to look on that corner as well and find out. Hang on a minute, they must have seen something that we didn't see. And you didn't see Yarde really protest. He just got up and asked one question. He wasn't vexed about the decision or anything.
Nope.
So that's what you got to take into consideration as well.
That's right.
Yarde's reaction wasn't like, "Oh shit, why did you fucking stop the fight?" Blah 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 blah.
He didn't start.
He took it gracefully on the chin.
Yeah, he did.
So there must be something that obviously they've either discussed or seen, or what, I don't know.
That's a good right hand.
I understand when you say taking the fights to the wire, but on this occasion, that wasn't to be. And we have to look and think about those things, So, yeah.
Vicious, man. Vicious, something. Boxing's cruel, people, man. Let me see this thing still going on. Let me see if now Vince still got a live. What the Royal Rumble's on? We're in January, isn't it? Let's see what's going on. Now let's listen into Now's team. They're still going on. Oh, they're talking about what are they talking about? Man, they're talking about Rumble, man. Man, they're talking about the Rumble. I thought they were talking about the boxing. Where's Now, man? Where's he playing at? Where's Now, boy? Now third. I thought you were talking about the boxing, man. Let me hear, because I want to hear some. It's Lord of the Flyers. I think he don't know hang out. You don't want one. You hang out on it? You might have got rid of it. No, I guess not. Yeah, he's doing. But let me see what people are saying around YouTube. And let's go around YouTube and see what's going on. Man, yeah, I wasn't surprised. I thought it'd be done in 3 rounds, man. He did well to them, but he did the right guy got 10. He lost. I didn't hear what Conor Hart has to say. Probably harsh. Stopped. Nicely, both. Hart.
Highly. I mean, you've got Beterbiev, who's an elite fighter, a man who's had 18 fights, 18 wins, and 18 knockouts. You've got to respect a man with that kind of record, plus the fact that he had over 300 amateur fights. Just think of at least 100 were at the highest level. And that's the equivalent of 60, 70 pro fights for me.
See what I'm saying? This is too much. Too much experience coming in. But you see, Yarde did well. Started well, but it's just missing the grit, you know what I mean? He's just missing that grit. Just, and I think people said they should let it continue and whatever, but it is what it is, I think and then the right person won, The right person won the fight, in my opinion. Maybe it was Sport Talk, Gareth A. Davis or whatever. Jake Paul come to steal the light. They're already advertising another fight straight away. Yarde, see. Yeah, there's nothing going on here. Oh, he's got better even. There's nothing going on. What's Eubank saying? Nothing. Let me see. No press conference after now. Gareth A. Davis, nah, ain't nothing from him. Gareth A, man. Actually, you know what? Let's hear from Gareth A. Day. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see what he has to say. Bro, cool. Let me know what he says. This is David Spencer.
The thing Spencer all about in the very ring.
Yeah, cool.
Johnson fight, countering all the time.
Countering all the time. Callum Johnson floored him in the second round with that left hook, and Anthony Yarde was getting success here as well. Then Beterbiev started coming back. Yarde showed tremendous courage to be getting through the rounds the way that he was, but he was having his successes. Both guys actually went to a very dark place. Both guys had to bite on their gum shields, and Beterbiev eventually come through. But Anthony Yarde, let me say this, Gareth, Anthony Yarde on any other night against any other champion on that performance would be world champion right now.
I'm not sure he beats Bivol. I'm not sure he would beat Bivol. Bivol's a different kind of fighter, but that style of fighting.
No, what I was saying was that was a world-class performance. That was worthy of winning a world title.
Artur Beterbiev, in my view, we've witnessed a modern great here tonight.
Yeah, I agree.
He will go on. I don't know how much.
Gareth A. Davis cut him down. My Spencer trying to give credit to Yarde. He cut him down in this career.
Longer he'll go on. He's 38 now. But what Yarde did so brilliantly was he didn't just counter. Beterbiev has got great footwork. He alternated between.
You should leave Spencer, bro. Spencer's been in the ring. He knows what he's talking about, man. You can't be cutting Spencer, you know. Leave Spencer alone, bro. Leave Spencer knows done. There's no point in listening to Gareth there. Gareth, you've done fighting, but Spencer's been in the ring. He knows, man. Yeah, it was working, but it just when it came to they took each other in a dark place. That is absolutely correct. And when it came to the shootout, my man won. The better guy. As simple as that. Give you all the smacking, bruv. They got ESPN commentary, Jake Paul. Let me hear the American. They got American commentary. The UK. Let me hear the commentary.
Ended by knockout, but so is that. There with a nice right hand. And there's another right. And here comes the firefight that we knew was going to happen. How the fight starts.
Oh, so Andre Ward is there talking.
Punch that was landed.
That's Tim Bradley talking as well.
Nice body shot there with the right.
American commentary.
Go down to the base now.
Yeah, that's true.
Counter move right.
Good commentary, you know.
Back and land 1-2 as Yarde over reach with a left hook. No discipline jab from Yarde. That's the problem. No discipline jab. But when you see any jab, you think better be it.
Yeah, jab, man. The jab. Yarde.
The southpaw start. The good finish from Artur Beterbiev.
Good rounds, man. We're round 4.
Right hand that shook Anthony Yarde. Here comes a left hook.
Left hook.
Beterbiev. He's starting to find a home for his shots. He's getting steady, and he's starting to
good uppercut by Yarde. Yarde doesn't like the pressure. Oh, Yarde got caught with a good 1-2. Body shot.
And here comes Artur Beterbiev.
Yeah, when he came back, Yarde covered up too good.
Dominate mid-range. It's a wrap now. With the right hand,
good, man.
Artur Beterbiev. But that left hook, he got into it in that last round, and he got it again in this round. Beterbiev is starting to find his range. He's found
the commentary's all Beterbiev. Good 1-2 by Yarde.
Nice count, left hook there. He hurt him with that. Beterbiev a little bit on this moment. And it's gone with the red coming in, and that's the danger.
This fight is brutal, man. I'm just watching. The American commentary is different.
Well, you better be ready to take some fire in return.
Different commentary, American commentary. I'll tell you that, man. Yarde is Andre Ward and them men in America, in the UK. Jab by Yarde. Good jab by Yarde.
Can't miss now.
They ain't got no highlights of Yarde being good right hand by Yarde.
Punching himself out. He's landing a good shot. He's marching forward. He'll land another 2 good shots.
Yarde's in the corner. Ooh, uppercut. Yarde's getting caught. Getting clubbed up, man. Yeah, getting clubs, man.
You're seeing right now. A nice uppercut from Artur Beterbiev.
Yarde done well, you know, in the corner actually. Another right, roundhouse right.
From Artur Beterbiev. The instructions in the corner.
Beterbiev.
And now the champion turns Yarde around.
Oh, yeah, Yard's in the corner now taking some shots. Yeah.
And here we see.
I like what Yard did, though. I like how Yard carried him fighting, though. He shot back. I like how Yard came back, though. Round 8. Oh! That's it. Yeah, it's down.
Puts him on the canvas.
Yeah.
That's the punch that just missed. About 30 seconds ago.
Oh.
For Anthony Yarde to continue. How will he deal with the onslaught from the beast? Oh, and Tunde steps in. And Artur Beterbiev does it again. 19 victories.
19K, yeah.
8 championship fights. None have gone the distance because this man is a destructive force.
Yeah.
Unstoppable, unpalpable. And once he gets going, the freight train just runs you over. And it's a great fight for both fighters.
It was a great fight. It was a great fight. The American commentary is actually very good. And we're going to leave it as that, man. That was a good spice up from the American commentary right there. So there's nothing more to say. I must confess, this like, y'all got hit with some shots, man. What's it? Me saying Beterbiev is the king of boxing. Yeah, he's the man. He's pound for pound for me. He's pound for pound. Him and Terence Crawford, them two, pound for pound the best, man. After beating Yarde in that fashion, pound for pound, man. Pound for pound number one. Bivol as well. Between them three, pound for pound the best in the world. Beterbiev after. That was a tremendous fight. And Yarde, we see what Yarde comes back. We see what he does, you know. See if he stays with Tunde. He's probably best, you know what I'm saying? We have to see. But I'm EJ Boxing Live. Thanks for you guys coming over. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Press the fun button to help with the visibility of this show. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.